Today we will be presenting our solution to diversify the Holland Museum because this is Holland now. And today we'll be introducing ourselves, starting with
Hi, I'm Kayla Jing and I go to West Ottawa.
Hello, I'm DJ Duran and I go to Holland High School.
Hi, my name is Genesis Pedraza and I go to Holland High School.
my name is Noah Ayala and I go to Holland School.
My name is Angel Venegas and I go to Holland Christian.
Hi, I'm Nick Vartanian and I teach at Holland High School.
And I'm Eric Wilkinson. I teach at West Ottawa High School.
We picked out this quote that we think really represents our thing. It is, people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. We picked this quote because we feel like the Holland Museum is committed to representing the community that is Holland right now. And our driving question is, how can the Holland Museum be more inclusive in collecting the stories of people in Holland today?
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the Holland Museum values. The Holland Museum encourages exploration and discovery. It values education. It welcomes everyone and their stories and inspires community change. And it is also has interactive relationships with the community. What we know about the Holland Museum. It wants to include more diverse stories and it wants to represent all communities. We know that so far, the Holland Museum has represented LAUP and has held discussion boards of people of colors and how to be a good ally. And it also has held events for the LGBTQ community. And it wants to draw more people in, and it is also a nonprofit organization. I'm going to pass it on to Noah, who's going to be talking about our journey.
So our journey to our solution started off with us looking at the Holland Museum website and picking apart what defined it and what was on it. And after that, we looked at a survey from the Grand Rapids Art Museum, and we kind of picked apart what questions they asked and what they really did. After that, we made our own survey, but a little bit before that, we took a tour to the Holland Museum to get a real feel of what's happening over there. And with our survey, we actually gained 163 responses from people from the entire community, like Holland High School, West Ottawa, Holland Christian, and we got responses from their family and from people all throughout the community. And with their responses, with their support, we made 100 different ideas of how we could shape our solution. And with that, we did shape our solution.
So, as Noah said, we created a survey, and using what we got back from that survey, we created our solution. And we actually have our main solution, but we also have a couple of pointers that we'd like to suggest to the Hall Museum that we think will help you get more community involvement at the museum. So our main solution idea is Holland's cultural and group spotlight displays. And what this is going to be is a rotating exhibit that showcases the different people and stories of Holland, Michigan. And we really want to use this to highlight these groups and communities. And hopefully through doing this, it will help keep the people of Holland engaged and interested with the museum. And our train of thought is if, for say, we choose to spotlight a certain dance group or restaurant, people who are affiliated with these things are going to want to see what's being represented and what's being shown, and they're going to want to come into the museum, see the showcase, or possibly a random museum goer is going to see this showcase and be like, wow, I didn't know this existed, and get more involved in the community. So not only create involvement with the museum, but create more involvement in the community in general, and mixing these cultures and representing these cultures of Holland, Michigan. So the process to creating one of these is pretty straightforward. First, we have to decide what culture or group we want to spotlight. So hopefully we're suggesting having a way for community members of Holland to be able to help choose these spotlights. And similar to how you have a recipe box where people can submit family recipes, we're suggesting having a suggestion box where people can recommend people or groups or cultures within Holland, Michigan that they feel could be spotlighted. So after you've selected a group to spotlight, then you would ask people, members of that community or group, to submit items that they think reflect their culture. And we suggest not even only taking physical items, but also exploring having videos, stories, writings, letters, emails, just collecting those things and finding a way to display them, maybe a little bit outside of the box, maybe compiling a video. And after you have all of your items, showcase it. And the idea is to create an exhibit that can easily be changed, similar to how there is currently a staff showcase of where the staff can show off their favorite items, creating a space probably in that lobby area as well, where you can showcase these items and it still be easy to change every 4 to 6 months. And you can, hopefully that gives enough time to be able to collect those items and pick the next group. And then that's pretty much the idea. So now I'm going to pass it on to Kayla, and she is going to go a little bit more in depth about what we mean with these cultural spotlights and even show you an example that she made.
Hello everyone. So we came up with different exhibit ideas. So one idea would be the Hall of Fame exhibit. So this can include achievements from sports, the art industry, musicians, theater, and people that made Holland better. So they will be from Holland and they will showcase their achievements and trophies. And we also came up with a food event, which would showcase food from different cultures. Small businesses can be able to sell their food while people can be able to buy and eat it. So it's kind of like the Taste of Chicago. And we decided to show you an inclusive exhibit that shows Holland now.
Hello, I'm Kayla Jang and I made an exclusive exhibit for Ballet Folklorico. So what is Ballet Folklorico? It emphasizes folk culture along with ballet characteristics. It is very highly choreographed and has a bunch of costumes. Time to take you on the tour. There are different regions and states of Mexico. For example, there's Veracruz, Jalisco, Nayarit, Guerrero, Baja California, and many more. These states have different dresses and music. This dress is from the Jalisco region. As you can see, it's super colorful and as well as the headpiece. The music is also really fast tempo. Right here, this dress is from the Baja California region. As you can see, it's much more like cowboyish type of dance. This dress is from the Veracruz region. As you can see, the dress is super elegant and pretty looking. Their music is much more slow tempoed. This dress is actually the practice skirt that I use for dance. Here are the different types of shoes that would be used to dance. Cowboy boots are also in here too. These are the different accessories used in Mexican dance. My idea was that people would be able to dress up. My idea is that the Holland Museum and the Mexican dancers can team up and create a fundraiser. Ballet Folklorico is a big part in Holland community because they do perform for the Loud Festival. Thank you, everyone.
So now I'll be passing it on to Noah and DJ.
Hello, I'm Kayla Jang and
Yeah, so on our journey to our big solution, of course, we had small solutions. One of them being social media. And just with social media, just improving it of whatever it is. Because I know that the Holland Museum has an Instagram account. And with the Instagram account come stories. People get attracted to certain things from stories. They see it and they click on it and like, whoa, what's happening? And maybe like increase like stories or something, like increase something with stories, make people like attached to something, make people attracted to it, or we had several students from our survey, 8 to be exact, who have volunteered themselves to help the social media presence, to like help the museum overall. So we can always like phone them in. And 2 out of the 3, we had translated tours for people in the community who don't really speak English as much. We would have people from the community who do speak those languages to come in and sort of translate them to make the tours more accessible and more easy for those who can't really speak English. And for 3 out of the 3 events, for the 3 out of the 3 solutions we have, I'm going to pass that on to DJ.
So our idea for the event is to have them more targeted towards that middle age group. Right now, the museum really targets with the STEM lab younger people, and then we have the general museum, which generally draws in adults. And so hopefully through things possibly such as art nights, like painting nights, where people can come in and just paint in the Spark Lab, possibly having scavenger hunts or escape rooms in the museum, date nights with different activities, really just a history trivia night, for example, really just pushing out those activities that can appeal to a lot of younger generations. Because right now there's a lot of community building and conversation going on with the older generations, but really making sure that there's a way to draw in the younger crowd with more fun activities that could also be centered around history, but just making sure that we have those events available to younger people that will interest them. And now I'm going to pass it on to Kayla, and she's going to close us off.
Thank you everyone for listening. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a question